Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. Lately, I've been getting really into this new sport, bowling, and I've been having a lot of fun doing it. So I decided, why not rank my friends by how good I think they are at bowling? Bears. And like I'm really into this bowling stuff. I went and bought a ball. I'm gonna buy another one pretty soon, to be honest. So I'm not gonna have a super long intro this time. Let's get right into the video. So number one, pretty clear. If you've bowled or heard about bowling when it comes to like our friend group, you know Dell is the bowler. Like everyone has their thing. Like I got Rocket League, Christian has ping pong, Dre has womanizing, Dell has bowling. That's his thing. We just go over some of his strengths. Intramural bowler. I value experience in the field. Semi-pro level intramural bowling. They bowled against a guy who averages like 230. Like pretty obvious. Dell has hit 200. No one else on this list has hit 200. Not even really close. He hit 200. He has a ball bag with wheels. That just shows how much he does this. You'll see him like dragging the ball bag behind. He has two bowling balls, two strong balls. They hook a lot. He takes this really serious. He's bowled on TikTok. He has TikToks of him bowling. You know me, I really respect the content grind. Like part of the reason why Shamil was number one on the basketball list as well is he has many videos of him playing basketball on YouTube for me to watch and just watch his game. Same with Dell. He has videos of him bowling. He sends them to the group chat. You can just see the talent. I've also bowled with the guy. I can see it. I have an eye for talent. Also, he's the ace of our team slash the coach. He does show favoritism when it comes to one person on our team or in our group. You'll see that later. And that's a little bit of a problem, but he does know what he's talking about and he does give good advice. And he's also the ace. If you don't know, ace in bowling means you're the best player on the team. You're the guy we rely on. You're going to bowl the 10th frame where you get 3 attempts to get strikes. And that's his job. As you see in the picture, he looks cold. Now, he's maybe the best bowler on the list by far, but he still will have weaknesses. His mental, it leaves something to be desired, in my opinion. He can maybe get a little annoyed because when you're just so talented and so good at something, you can get, you want to get back to what you were at first. You want to get back to hitting the 200, and it's frustrating to not get there. I would like to see him not show as much emotion or anger when missing a shot. I want to see him be more stoic because as a team, we look to him as our steady force. We don't want to see him get frustrated. His drive, I feel like he doesn't want it enough. Like he talks about, he doesn't want to play competitive, and to me, it irks me because someone that talented, you need to be, driven. You need to be capitalizing on that God-given talent. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, cool. You want to take the content route, but you can do content and go pro. That's what I want to see out of him. And unaccepting, he doesn't really accept the ace role as much as we want him to. Like he's clearly the best ball on the team. Hits 200. He doesn't want to be the ace though. Come on, bro, you gotta be the ace. I want him to want to be the ace. I want him to want to really grow into that ace role. Yeah. Number 2, Thick Josh. Power, really strong guy. He sends those pins flying. Intramural bowler. He was partners with Dell, so he has like semi-pro bowling experience. We value that. He's hit 190 before, I think. Honestly, this could be a lie. It could be 180, but that's a high score. One of the highest scores on the list. Still has it. He took bowling very seriously like 2 or 3 years ago. He was really into it, and he was going like every day bowling with Dell, intramural, all that. And then he took a long break, and he came back like a month ago, and he put up like 140, 150. So he obviously still has it. If he goes for like 2 weeks, he would be probably getting back to the 190s. In my opinion, he can throw it with hook. He can throw it straight. He's pretty good. One weakness in his game: inactivity. Fairs, but if he just plays more, that weakness is going away. I haven't played with him as much as I played with Dell, so I've obviously seen more weaknesses of Dell's game, and plus Dell has higher expectations because it's Dell. But Josh, once I see him play more, there will be more weaknesses. But I think he's the second best bowler on the list. Number 3. Now I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have Thailand at 3 at first. I had this whole thing made. I was recording earlier. I got a phone call, so I had to stop recording. Then some things happened, and I readjusted the list. I didn't know Thailand. We'll just talk about it. Okay, his strengths: he has a little hook. He's been fairly active recently. We've gone bowling a few times. He hasn't been too impressive, but today I found out he hit 181 before with photographic evidence. The guy had at first at number 3 has never hit 181. Big accomplishment. 181 is one of the highest peaks on this list. And I'm a guy who values peaks over like consistency. I'm more of a glass half full type of guy. So we gotta have Thailand at number 3. Yeah, and then also he went today. He hit like a 131, a 146, and he's also hit this 181 before. He's doing that with house balls. He doesn't have his own ball yet, so I respect that a lot. So we gotta have him at number 3. Weaknesses: when I bowl with him, the 3 or 4 times we bowl together, he's a dribbler. He will release the ball and it'll I kind of value smoothness when it comes to bowling. I enjoy it like when you throw it and it just like makes like one sound. Or I really like when I watch pros and sometimes they'll throw it and it'll be like you just barely hear the ball hitting the ground. That's how I want to be one day. So the dribbling, I don't like it. So I put that as a weakness because I feel like it kills the ball's momentum and it slows it down. And I haven't seen his peak live. I haven't seen Dell's peak live either. That could have been a weakness for him or Josh, but this really stands out to Thailand because since I bowled with Josh and Dell when they were really good, I kind of could see it, not their peak, but I haven't bowled with Thailand where he's had like a great game. I think the highest game he's had when we bowled together is maybe like 105, 110. He's hit 181 before. I definitely would like to see at least a 140 out of him IRL. You know what I mean? But and then he can maybe pass Josh. But we're gonna keep him at 3 for now. And him and the next guy, I had the next guy higher than him at first. Okay, Caleb. I bowl with this guy all the time, so I have the most weaknesses and strengths. I have the best read on him. We bowl together very currently. We go to the base, all that. So we go over his strengths. He was groomed by Dell. If Dell's the number 1 player and Caleb's been taken under Dell's wing, some of that has to rub off on Caleb. Just natural. It has. Caleb would use Dell's balls. Dell would always get in Caleb's ear and tell him like what he's doing wrong, and whether Caleb listened or not was fairs. I don't think he was listening, but that's how it works. He has a heavy hook. His ball can go all the way to the other frame, all the way to the gutter and come back, or it may just go in the gutter. He has his own ball. Not many guys on this list do. That's a very good strength for him. Thailand doesn't have his own ball yet. Caleb actually has 2 balls. He's active. One of the probably the most active person on this list, I'd say. He goes bowling more than Thailand, Josh, and Dell, and everyone below him. Very active. And fast improvement. If you look at him a month ago, he was probably getting sub 100 every game. But now he's pretty consistently getting over 100, averaging like a cool 110, 115. So fast improvement once he had his own ball. Weaknesses, spares. If the spares are on the right side, I don't have very much confidence that he's going to get it. But he's actually getting better at that. If I made this video 2 days ago, I would not have confidence in him. But the last time we played, he was kind of hitting the right side spares more in the spares. But he's not really a spare shooter. He kind of has that hook, and he hasn't really gotten it to where he can control it enough to hit like the single pins or like the 2 pins and all that. First frame, he locks in on the second frame of a set. The first frame, he is very known to gutter it, turn around, adjust, and then just knock all 10 down for the spare. The first frame is his enemy, but once he gets that figured out, he's going to be dangerous. It's to the point where me and him, I'm watching him. I feel more confident that he will pick up the spare if it's a full 10 of them instead of if it's like 2 pins on the right side. Way more confident. He'll tell you the same thing. Gutters. He gutters a lot. We looked at the stats of the last time we played, me, KJ, Dre, me, him, and Caleb. Caleb had the most gutters, but his score was better than Dre and KJ's. But he had more gutters, which is crazy. That means that this dude is a gutter machine. His mental low-key, he can get very frustrated. He will many times put a gun to his head and shoot, even around children. I've told him to stop doing that. So he really needs to fix his mental. Let's say we're in league and he does this, we might get in trouble. I'd like him to fix that. And then fatigue, he gets worse over the day. Like last time we played, his best scores were the first 3 games. His worst scores were the last 3 games. I think it's the way he's throwing. We may have to tweak that, but he's not he doesn't last long, pause. He needs he has short bursts. So once he gets that figured out to where he can repeat the form over and over again and not make himself tired, he will go up. You know what I'm saying? Those are his weaknesses. I had him above Thailand at first, but then I saw Thailand went bowling today, had some good scores, and peaked at 181. Caleb never hit 181. Glass half full, people. KJ, strengths, power. He's a really powerful guy. When when you hear those pins get blasted, you just know it was KJ who threw it. He hits that ball. He hits those pins really hard. Strength, another strength. He's different techniques. I've seen KJ do the two finger one thumb method. I've seen KJ do the two finger no thumb method. I've seen KJ two handed. I've seen KJ just grab it with no holes and just throw it. Like he's a master of. He's a what's the saying? Man of many gifts, but not a master of one. So I think that's what it is. Someone correct me if that's not what it is. But Fairs, he was very active at one point. About a month ago, me, him, and Dell would pretty much go. We went bowling we go like 5 times a week. That just shows that he has the drive to want to do it. And I know once he gets back to that, he will just shoot up the list. Also, he's driven like an hour just to bowl with us, which is kind of crazy, but he wants it bad. His weakness, consistency, very inconsistent player. One game he might hit like 115. Next game he might hit like 65. You never know what you're going to get with KJ, to be honest, especially when it comes to the different techniques. He gets cute. He doesn't want to embrace. Same with unaccepting. He doesn't want to embrace that he's the power. He's busy trying to get like technique and stuff when he can just throw the ball 25 mph and just blast the pins. I would like if he sees the power is working and then he tries to get cute and do like a two hand or like a two finger no thumb and mix it up and try to hook it and then it just go straight in the gutter. Sometimes it's just better just to throw it down the lane and blast the pins, man. That's what I want to see out of him. Just do what's working. Like you don't have to tweak everything. You know what I'm saying? And then with him, his wrist, he had a wrist injury. It kind of slowed him down for a little bit. I mean, that kind of comes with being the power. If you're throwing throwing really hard, you're gonna get tired. So I would like him to get a stronger wrist. He had a brace, but he doesn't really wear it. So what's the point of the brace? Susie, I mean, I bowled with him one time, but strength, he hit 130. That's pretty good in your debut game. That's why I said he's a natural talent. Debut game, he's not really a bowler, but he hit 130, got invited back to the GC. That was big for him. Birthday party bowler. If he's invited to the birthday party, he's probably going to go crazy. That's what he said. He said he only bowled at birthdays. Favors. Clutch. He's clutch because he needed that 130 to get back in the GC, and that shows that he has ice and that he doesn't get in his own head when he needs it. Because sometimes I'm bowling and I need it and I don't get it. That shows that he can get it. Weaknesses, bad form. He holds the ball up here before he throws it above his head. You're not supposed to do that. I literally saw a mom. We were bowling. Susie was there. And the mom was telling her son. So Susie just bowled and he did this. And then the mom of the kid had it like really high up. And she was like, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. And it was so funny because Susie just bowled with the ball above his head. So she was basically saying, don't do that. And she knew what she was doing. She looked like she was good. Inconsistent. He hit 130. And I think the next few games he didn't even hit 80. So very inconsistent. Indecisive. I put indecisive because he switched the balls. He switched from like an 8 pound to a 9 pounds, like a 10 pound. He even threw like a 13 at one point, I think. He's like he didn't know which ball he wanted to use. I get you're trying to try him out, but like you could just pick it up and just see, man. You don't have to just keep throwing different ones every time. Just figure out what you want. Like lock in. Yeah. All right, next we got Dre. Strengths, we got power. He probably is the strongest player on the list, but he doesn't get the highest MPH because he throws the ball far from the line, so it's not really getting his full MPH. Intense. When Dre's on the court, he cares a lot. I mean, on the lanes, he cares a lot, which I respect. You want someone that has passion. You don't want someone that's nonchalant and doesn't care. So Dre knows his role. He's going to be intense. Trash talker. He's going to try to get in his opponent's head. He's going to, affect their gameplay. It's hard for you, as an opponent of Dre, to really tune him out. He's going to get in your head. He's going to get in your face, and it will affect the other players. Sometimes they could be on his team. Sometimes they could be against him. I would not want to be on the other side of that. Also, Dre's a very quick bowler. He picks up the ball and just goes up there and throws it. He wastes no time. As soon as those pins are up, he's throwing it down. With Dre, you're never going to run out of time on the lanes because he moves. He could slow down a little bit. I would slow down if I was him. But if it works for him, it works for him. Hot start. He usually starts the first game is usually his best game, to be honest. He starts off fast. I've seen him start the game with strikes many times. Now, he may fizzle out, but he will start fast, especially if it's the first game of the day because his arm will get tired. All right, now we go to Dre's weaknesses. I feel like I'm talking really fast. We go to Dre's weaknesses, fouls, violations. He's known to release the ball before crossing the line, which is a violation, and they're going to mark out that frame. He does that a lot, but I think he's fixing it. He's also crossed the line before and almost slipped and fell, which is another violation. So fouls, lack of etiquette. I've seen him bowl while someone else next to him was walking up. You're supposed to just wait for someone else to bowl and then walk up, but he routinely bowls at the same time as someone else. Fairs, he probably doesn't know the rule. Inconsistent, very inconsistent. First game, he does pretty good. Then after that, it kind of falls off. Fairs. And then fatigue. His arm does get tired. So his arm gets tired because he's throwing it really hard. That's just fairs. And also, back to the lack of etiquette. I remember Christian was bowling, and Dre, like, yelled while he was bowling. That's also another lack of etiquette. You want to be quiet while someone's bowling. You don't want to say anything. It could throw them off. Fairs. Christian, I've only bowled with Christian one time, so I don't even know why I really put him on here. But, you know, low-key power, strong thrower. You know, that's what we got to get. He's a big guy, strong arm. It's probably the ping pong. Weakness, we're going to say his mental and then trash talk. Because last time we were bowling, Dre was trash talking him. I could tell Dre was really getting in his head, and it affected Christian's game. Because I feel like Christian not won, but he had a higher score than Dre at first, and then Dre started talking to him, getting in his head, and I think it really messed with Christian's mentality and kind of threw him off a little bit. You know what I mean? I like to see him get a little bit more mental toughness. I don't know if he's ever been talked to like that in his life while playing a sport. You know what I'm saying? I like to see him, you know, learn how to tune out Dre or someone else that's trashed on him. And also, it's just not a sport. He's more of a ping pong type of guy. Fair, soccer, all that. Just not a sport. Strengths. We got EJ. You know, he's unpredictable. You know, he could come to the lane. He could get you 2 strikes in a row. You know, he could win the game for you. You never know if he's what's gonna happen with him. Like, it could be good, it could be great, it could be amazing. You know, Fairs. He has that spare, the 5-pin. He might hit it. He could hit it. Unpredictable. But then we gotta go to his weaknesses. He's unpredictable. He could come in and he could throw it. He could roll like a 60. He could gutter. You know, you just don't know what you're gonna get with him. Unpredictable, good and bad. Fairs. And number 10. All right, let me preface this, Alan. I promise you, I do not try to just make these lists and dog on you all the time. That is not what I'd make these lists for. It is not what I do. One day I will make a list where you will be the number one or higher than last on one of these lists. I will make a list about knowing different languages. I'll make a list about fashion sense. I'll make a list about whatever. I will make a list where you are number one. Because he talked to me, he was like, Ken, why am I always like last or something on these lists? Just stop putting me on here. But Alan, you participate in bowling, you're going on this list, big dog. Also, get good at something that I care about. If I get into a soccer phase, I'll make a soccer list. If I get into fashion sense, I'll make a fashion sense phase. Get better at things I care about, Alan, and you will not be at the bottom. Fairs. All right, let's get into his strengths. Good vibes. Good. He's a cool guy to be around. Has fun. You know, I like him. He hit 8 pins on camera. I don't really have a video of anybody else hitting 8 pins on camera. I look, he might actually, but we're not gonna take away from Alan. And his weaknesses, he choked on camera like 3 or 4 times. Like, he wrote like 3 gutters. I have videos of him. His technique's not great. It's just not his sport. Fairs. Yeah, that's about it. Just not great technique, not his sport. Same thing. That's why Alan's probably last on those lists. I need to see more from Ultra and BMO. Ultra used to be a junior bowling champion. BMO, I bowled with him a few times in college. Just haven't bowled with him since, so I don't remember if he was good or not. Also, should have put Zach on here. Bowled with Zach freshman year. Haven't seen him since. But yeah, I haven't bowled with Ultra since freshman year either. I just didn't think it was fair if I put him on here. I didn't know if they. I don't remember if they did good or bad. I just know Ultra bowled pro at one point, and BMO and Zach both threw heavy balls. For all I remember. And now we got the tier list. This is probably what y'all. You probably don't even have to watch the full video. You probably just want to see the tier list. But yeah, we got Dell as S tier with a gap between A tier because he's just that good. And then these two are in B, pretty even. I forgot to move Thailand to B tier because I had this made before I found out Thailand hit 181. Pretend Thailand's at the top of B or between Caleb and Josh. Put him there. And everybody else is pretty much where they should be. Dre, KJ, Susie, D, EJ, Allen, F. Christian should be an F as well. At first I didn't have Christian on the list, but now I remembered I did bowl with him like a week ago. But yeah, I just forgot to remake the tier list. But you can honestly just move Thailand to B in between these two and put Christian at the top of F. And that should be the video. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about the video. Thank y'all for watching. If you have any comments or concerns if you're placing on the list, let me know. I love conversation. Someone can react to this. I don't really care. But trying to be more active. Thank you for watching the video.